Well, we now know what the bad news was from last night. Joe Biden had an awful night, a terrible night.
Was the debate the beginning of the end of Joe Biden's presidency?
We are in a TV or, multimedia age, and the slow gait coming out, a seeming listlessness of Biden, he didn't instill confidence from the get-go, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
In terms of measuring the degree of alarm of a presidential candidate's party about their performance, I have never seen anything like this by an order of magnitude.
They kept saying, he had a cold, but this is the thing. When you have a cold, there's many things you can take for it. We didn't know he had a cold until he stood up. A cold doesn't force you to lose your train of thought. A cold doesn't force you to just throw things out randomly that to many people made no sense. And so how long do we continue to act like that we didn't see what we just saw last night?
This is a battle for the future of American democracy. And now is a good time. In June, thank God, in June, and not October, in June, this is the last chance for Democrats to decide whether this man we've known and loved for a very long time is up to the task of running for president of the United States.
People who desperately want what you just laid out, Joe, which is to prevent Donald Trump from being in the White House again, last night becoming convinced, and maybe their minds can be changed, but it didn't feel like it last night, that Joe Biden now cannot beat Donald Trump.
Well, listen, I've covered the Biden White House now for 3.5 years, and as someone that's reported on his age quite a few times, I can tell you that the White House's response every single time it has come up for 3.5 years has been to deflect, to gaslight, to not tell the truth, not just to reporters, not just to other Democrats, but even at times to themselves about the president's limitations at his age.
It's not panic. I mean, it's not being panicked to understand what's at stake at this election and understand the window is closing very quickly. And if Joe Biden is not up to doing this, and if last night did not reveal that to you and other Democrats, then it needs to be revealed pretty soon.
Joe Biden had a bad debate night, but it doesn't change the fact that Donald Trump was a terrible president.
Sir, do you feel at all misled by Democrats very close to President Biden who have insisted that there has been no change in this man over the course of the last 2 years that would impact his ability to serve another 4 years?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I served with President Biden for 2 years, and I saw him on a regular basis. And the Joe Biden that I saw, the Joe Biden that I work with, and the Joe Biden that is still with us today is a guy that gets up every day thinking about how to help other people. He's 81 years old.
It ain't easy debating a pathological liar, which is what Joe Biden had to do last night.
Organs like kidneys and everything eventually goes, and so does the mind. And it just looked to a lot of people like he's not in a position to handle the job of the presidency for another 4 years, much less for the end of this term.
Well, I disagree, Joe, and I think Joe Biden, our president, is going to need to show the American people the Joe Biden that those of us who work closely with him know. He had a very strong and forceful State of the Union speech, and he's got the chance at a convention speech, at a second debate, and as he's on the road today in North Carolina and the days ahead, to show that this was just one bad debate.
Can that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump, the one you saw last night? Can that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump?
Joe Biden beat Donald Trump before, and Joe Biden can beat Donald Trump again.
As I watched Biden look listless, as his mouth was agape, as I worried about him tapering off as he was responding, I was thinking that democracy is on the ballot here, and that this is not about Donald Trump, or this is not about, well, it is about Donald Trump in a sense. It's not about Joe Biden. It's about us.